What's up, everybody? Gaithersburg, Maryland is located in Montgomery County, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. Gaithersburg is one of the places in Montgomery County that you still can find some affordable housing without being too far away from the city, at least compared to its neighbors, Potomac and Rockville. But don't get me wrong, there are still some very fancy neighborhoods in Gaithersburg as well. Gaithersburg's been around for a while, since 1765 in fact. It was originally called Logtown and was later incorporated in 1878 and was renamed Gaithersburg. So today I'll go through my updated pros and cons of living in Gaithersburg. So let's dive right in. So let's start with housing, since I already brought it up. Like I said, Gaithersburg is one of the few places in Montgomery County that you can still find relatively affordable housing, even in today's crazy markets. If I just did a search for a single family home in Gaithersburg today, 32 homes show up, ranging from $449,000 up to $2,049,000. And just for kicks, let's see what $500,000 gets you. So we've got a single family home with a 1-car garage, pretty nice kitchen, wood floors, a big deck, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and approximately 2,400 square feet total, and built in 1986. It's not bad. Now you may be thinking that $500,000 is a lot, but like I said, it's all relative. If I do the same search for Potomac, a single family home starts around $800,000 and goes all the way up to $49 million. Even in North Potomac, which is legally Gaithersburg, just FYI, even though they did create their own census designated area in 1989 and renamed it North Potomac, but when you look at the tax records, it's all gonna say Gaithersburg, it's more expensive than the rest of Gaithersburg. It would be hard to find a single family home in North Potomac for less than $700,000. So my first pro about living in Gaithersburg is that it's more affordable than other places in Montgomery County, while still being only around 45 minutes outside of DC. Which leads me right into my next pro, which can also be a con, but I'll get to that later, which has to do with the commute. Like I said, you're only about 30 to 45 minutes outside of DC, depending on the time of day, but you do have a metro stop in Gaithersburg, Shady Grove Metro. And no matter where you live in Gaithersburg, you're not gonna be that far from the metro stop. And the good news is, it is the first stop on the red line, which will bring you right into DC. So you're pretty much guaranteed a seat. You can also take the MARC train from Gaithersburg right into DC to Union Station, which will take you about 50 minutes. So you may be a little further out from DC than Bethesda or Potomac, but you do have several ways to get into the city that may make that extra distance worth it. And who knows, maybe you're not going to DC for work at all, because my next pro has to do with jobs. Here in Gaithersburg, you have several big companies that offer a wide range of employment. Just to name a few, there's AstraZeneca, Sodexo, MedImmune, Adventist Healthcare, Shady Grove Hospital, and NIST, which is the National Institute for Standards and Technology. So if you're looking for a place to live with a lot of job opportunities, Gaithersburg is a great choice. Moving on to amenities. In Gaithersburg, you have so many choices of restaurants and shopping without having to go far. Between the Kentlands, which has a Whole Foods and giant grocery stores, a movie theater, and tons of amazing restaurants and bars like Bonefish and Vasilis, to downtown Crown, which is newer than the Kentlands and also has tons of shopping. It has a Harris Teeter grocery store, Lifetime Gym, Lululemon, Ruth Chris, and so many more restaurants and shops. And then next to Crown is Rio, which has another big movie theater, outdoor walkways, a lake with these cute little pedal boats, and a lot of big box stores like Target, Dick's Sporting Goods, and Kohl's. And as for food, you have a plethora of choices at Rio, like Uncle Julio's, True Food, and so much more. So while you can always head down to DC or downtown Bethesda and choose all the restaurants that they have to offer, you really do not have to go far at all if you live in Gaithersburg to have really so many excellent choices. So my next pro about living here has to do with with parks and rec. If you like hiking, biking, and boating, Gaithersburg offers Seneca Creek State Park, which has 6,300 acres over 14 miles with beautiful trails to hike, and Clopper Lake, which has boating, fishing, kayaking, and paddle boats. There's also Bower Park, which features a paved path, which is great for jogging, inline skating, and biking. My son actually loves to go there with his skateboard. The park contains several open fields, playground area, horseshoe pit, volleyball net, and 2 ponds. And within the park are 3 different picnic areas. Also located within Bower Park is the miniature golf course, the activity center, the skate park, and the water park. Bower Park also contains the oldest standing building in the city of Gaithersburg, called the Log Smokehouse. So we'll do one more pro and then we'll get to some of the cons, because there are some. But my next pro has to do with diversity. Wildhub released their report for the most diverse city in the United States for 2023. They compared more than 500 of the largest US cities and ranked them, and Gaithersburg came in at number 1. It seems that no matter what data points are used to measure diversity, Gaithersburg is consistently at or near the top of these lists, said Gaithersburg Mayor Judd Ashman. That's a source of pride for us and reminds us how remarkable, vibrant, and inclusive we are and must continue to be, so that everyone feels welcome in our community. So if you're looking for a diverse place to live, Gaithersburg, Maryland is a fantastic choice. Now let's get to some of the cons of living in Gaithersburg. So my first con about living in Gaithersburg has to do with traffic. If you're choosing to live in Gaithersburg because of one of the many reasons that we just went over, but you do need to commute into DC or possibly Northern Virginia, and you are gonna do that by car, you are gonna have to deal with traffic. It's bad. It's bad everywhere in Montgomery County, so just be aware that the traffic is really bad. And there are cameras everywhere. Montgomery County loves their cameras, whether it's for speeding or stop signs or red lights. Just be aware there are cameras everywhere. When I drive, even when I'm going to work, which I know how to get there, I always use Waze because it reminds me of where all those pesky cameras are. So just be aware if you're coming here, traffic is bad and there are cameras everywhere. So my second con is that it is expensive to live here. I know I said that Gaithersburg is more affordable when it comes to housing than its neighbors of Rockville or Potomac, but it's still expensive to live here. According to payscale.com, the cost of living in Gaithersburg, Maryland is 40% higher than the national average. In fact, in almost every category, groceries, housing, utilities, transportation, it will be more expensive to live in Gaithersburg compared to the national average. The only thing that I can think of on top of mind that is less expensive in Gaithersburg has to do with healthcare, but that's really more of a Maryland thing. Our healthcare is definitely more affordable here in Maryland than other parts of the country. So my next con has to do with the weather, but let me explain. For most of the year, we have amazing weather here in Maryland. We have beautiful falls. We have pretty mild winters, but we'll get a little bit of snow, which can be fun. We have amazing springs, but the summers, which is where we're at right now, they're not great. It gets very hot, very humid, really buggy with those pesky gnats and mosquitoes, and it's just not great. I mean, the weather people will say it's 90 degrees, but it feels like 105, and it really does. So just be aware, for about 6 weeks out of the summer, it's just super hot and super humid and super buggy, and I don't like it. So we've got a couple more cons, and definitely stay tuned till the end because the last one is a little confusing and I have to explain it. But before we get there, let's just touch on a few more. First of all, I just want to talk about our deer problem. We have a deer problem here in Maryland and in Montgomery County specifically. There are a lot of deer here and they have ticks. So be aware if you're coming here and you're deciding to hike in one of our great parks, or you're driving at night, especially if you're with a new driver, just be aware that there's tons of deer here and they do have those pesky ticks on them. So just protect yourself and be aware of that. And next, I want to point out that if you are used to living in a place with a lot of space, well, Gaithersburg may not be the place for you because it can be very congested. We're a lot of people in a small state. So when you live in places like Gaithersburg, like Montgomery County, you're gonna have a lot of people and it can feel somewhat congested and crowded. So if you are sensitive to that, it can definitely be a con. Okay, so my last con about living in Gaithersburg has to do with an additional city tax. Now, Gaithersburg is not the only place in Montgomery County that does this. The city of Rockville has an additional tax, and other places have an additional tax. But it's important that you know that Gaithersburg is one of them. Now here's where it gets confusing. Not every house in Gaithersburg pays this city tax. So I'm going to show you an example of what the tax looks like. The city tax rate is 0.262 cents for each $100 of assessed value of property. So take a look at this example. So for a home that is assessed at $585,300, the city tax for the year is $1,538.75. Now, like I said, and this is very important, not all homes in Gaithersburg pay this Gaithersburg city tax. Only those houses located in Gaithersburg town. So if you are looking to move here and you're using a realtor, that's not me, then you have to ask them if this house is located in the zone where you pay the additional tax, just so you're aware of it. Now, there are some benefits that these residents do get for paying that tax. So let's just go through them briefly. Some tangible municipal services include street lighting, snow removal, street maintenance and reconstruction, street sweeping, leaf collection, sidewalk repair, maintenance of street name and signs, and traffic control devices on city streets. But like I said, definitely check with your realtor if you're looking to move to Gaithersburg to see if this house that you're interested in does pay that city tax, and then you can get more into the different benefits of what you get for that tax. So that about rounds it up for my updated 2023 pros and cons of living in Gaithersburg, Maryland. If you have any questions about anything I spoke about today, or if you're thinking about moving to Gaithersburg or any place in Montgomery County, Maryland, Washington, D.C., or Northern Virginia, and you would like our help, just send us an email. We'll set up a Zoom. We'll get you started. And if you think about maybe moving to Rockville or Potomac, definitely check out my updated pros and cons of living in Potomac or in Rockville next. Thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Bye.